Hi everyone, I'm Emily and I am a first year here at the University of Virginia, and this is the story just of how so far I've seen God working in my life. So to start out, I was blessed by being born into a Christian family, wonderful parents and great siblings that really encouraged my faith from the start. We went to an Episcopal, more conservative church until I was about 11 when we switched over to a more modern and contemporary Methodist church. This was a really great switch for me, mostly because confirmation was that fall that I switched into. And at the confirmation retreat when I was 11 was the first time I actually gave my life over to Christ and asked Him to be my Savior. So that was really big. But at the age of 11, there wasn't really any lifestyle change. I truly did believe like Jesus saved me from my sins, but I didn't, change anything in my life at that point. So that's kind of how I went through middle school. Definitely believing, but not really living it out. Um, and then we came to my freshman year of high school, which was definitely like the hardest year of my life. In December of my freshman year, I woke up one morning with just this like really weird headache, like right here in the middle of my head. It was just awful. And that headache stayed every second of the day for about 4.5 months till mid-March. So that was really difficult. I went to a lot of doctor appointments and did a lot of testing and stuff, and just all these results kept coming back negative. The doctors questioned if I was like actually sick or was making it up or what, and so that was just really hard. And during that time, I wasn't really sure where God was. I had been told He loved me and had this great plan for me, but I just was not seeing it at all. I was in pain and I was hurting and I was missing all this school. I was falling behind in academics with my friends. I wasn't spending time with them because I felt awful. I wasn't seeing this at all. So during that time, I was a little angry towards God. I wasn't like praying really at all. So that was just very difficult. And so I was just sick through January, February, and I ended up joining the high school soccer team in January, anyways, and was thankful and lucky enough that my soccer coach was actually also a leader for a program called Student Venture, which I joined a small group with her and really just kind of started to pray again and go to the small group once a week and think about like why this was happening and what God was doing. And so that just continued. I was still sick for the whole month of February and half the month of March, but I kind of started seeing like, okay, God still loves me. I started praying again and realizing that there was some purpose to this. I just didn't know what it was yet. I kept coming back to the verse Jeremiah 29:11 that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And I just kept coming back to that and really asking God to help me trust that and believe in that. And so that brought me to a much better place in my faith with God. I kind of reconnected at that point and rededicated my life to Christ. And mid March, I woke up one morning just totally normal and healed. I really still don't know what happened or why I was sick, but it might have, we really just don't know. And so that happened and it was a huge part of my life. I'm so thankful it's over now, but looking back, I can definitely see why God had me go through that. That whole period, my doctors were just always a little unsure of what I wanted, but my nurses were just the best, and they were so reassuring that we would continue to try to help me out and find ways to fix my issues. And because of that, I now am in school to be a nurse, and like that's exactly the impact I want to be able to have on other kids, just being this hope in such a dark and such an awful time period. Um, and so I can totally see like now why God did that. And so that's just kind of how I finished out high school, just really reaffirmed in my faith and trusting that God did these things for a reason. And that's how I came into college, and college has just been the best opportunity so far. I've just been able to grow in my faith and really see what it is more like to live a life for Christ, not under the guidance of my parents anymore. And that's been really exciting to be able to form these new friendships and talk to all these different people about their thoughts on God and everything. And so I really encourage you to just think about this if this is something you've never thought about before, and just ask me any questions you might have because I would love to talk to you more about it. Thanks for watching.